Hello, students. Today's live lesson will cover selected important topics from Lesson 1. I hope I can emphasize information that will assist you in comprehending the learning objectives and provide real-world applications. The learning objectives of each lesson are a useful tool to ensure comprehensions of key concepts. First, let's briefly review the learning objectives of Lesson 1. After completing this lesson, you should be able to define the goals and functions of business, explain each of the major types of economic systems, explain the concept of supply and demand, differentiate social responsibility from ethics, and explain the approaches to ethics and social responsibility. Today we are going to focus on the major types of economic systems and the concept of supply and demand. I will reference the textbook pages when I discuss concepts from the course, so you may follow along in that manner. When I was an undergraduate student, I would often highlight key concepts as the professor taught them in class or within the online module. I will also include links to the external references that I described throughout the lesson. Let's begin with an introduction to the concept of economic systems. As seen on page 7 in the textbook, an economic system is a nation's system for allocating its resources among its citizens, both individuals and organizations. One of the main distinctions that an economic system has is how it manages its factors of production. The factors of production discussed in this text are labor, capital, entrepreneurs, physical resources, and information resources. The authors of the textbook provide examples of each of these factors using the company Starbucks. Often a visual aid can help a student remember these broad topics. The pictures on page 8 highlight the company's use of labor, entrepreneurs, and physical resources. Next, we will discuss the types of economic systems, as they each allocate the factors of production differently. While some governments control all factors of production, and some countries allow for the factors of production to be completely privately owned, the economic systems are usually a blend of the two different extremes. On pages 9 and 10 in the textbook, you can review the definitions of a planned economy and a market economy. A planned economy relies on a centralized government to control all or most of the factors of production, and to make all or most production and allocation decisions. In a market economy, individual producers and consumers control production and allocation by creating combinations of supply and demand. Now we can describe planned, market, and mixed market economies with current examples to illustrate these concepts. There are two types of planned economies, communism and socialism. As the text authors write, socialism is a partially planned system, so it will be discussed with the mixed market economies. On page 10, the definition of communism is stated as a system in which the government owns and operates all factors of production. As created by German economist Karl Marx, the government would assign jobs and make all business decisions. Marx expected that once society has matured, government would wither away and the workers would take direct ownership of the factors of production. Most countries that have previously embraced communism have now shifted gears. However, North Korea and the People's Republic of China are currently viewed as communist. The next economic type we will discuss is a market economy. As stated on page 10 in the textbook, market economies rely on capitalism and free enterprise to create an environment in which producers and consumers rely on capitalism and free enterprise to create an environment in which producers and consumers are free to sell and buy what they choose. Therefore, items produced and prices paid are largely determined by supply and demand. This means that businesses benefit because they earn profits on what they sell, while customers also benefit by getting what they want for the best price available. The final economic system which we will discuss is a mixed market economy. Since there is no country that is 100% a planned or market economy, most countries rely on a mixed market economy that features characteristics of both planned and market economies. Two great examples are the United States of America and the People's Republic of China. In the American economy, the government strives to be as open as possible but still restricts certain activities. Oppositely, the Chinese government is a planned economy but is now allowing certain forms of private ownership and entrepreneurship. Socialism is a partially planned system in which the government owns and operates select major industries. I have linked a video here regarding the interconnectivity of the world's economic forces. I would like you to think about the implications that the different types of economic systems have on the researcher's findings. Also, please enjoy the compelling visual aids that the speaker uses to explain his findings. Our next topic for this live lesson will be supply and demand within a market economy. Exchanges in a market economy can occur between businesses and individuals, between businesses, and among individuals, businesses, and governments. Decisions about what to buy and what to sell are governed by the law of demand and the law of supply. The law of demand states that buyers will purchase more of a product as this price drops, and less of a product as its price increases. Similarly, the law of supply states that producers will offer more of a product for sale as its price rises, and less of a product as its price drops. These laws can be viewed on page 13 of the textbook's pizza example. The demand curve, which shows how many pizzas will be bought at different prices, is in the top right quadrant of page 13. The supply curve, which shows how many pizzas will be offered for sale at different prices, is in the bottom left quadrant of page 13. It is important to note the point at which the supply and demand curves intersect is called the market price or equilibrium price. This is where the price at which the quantity of goods demanded and the quantity of goods supplied are equal. In the bottom right quadrant of page 13, you can see that the equilibrium price for our pizza example is $10, which leads the pizzeria to bake 1,000 pizzas per week. I have linked a video here that focuses on the law of demand. The speaker is energetic and delivers a much more detailed look into supply and demand. While the level of information exceeds this Introduction to Business course on this specific topic, it is helpful for those who might need more clarity or are interested in this topic. Finally, let's review how a surplus or shortage might occur within a market economy. If the supplier increases the quantity and maintains the same price, a surplus will occur because the quantity supplied exceeds the quantity demanded. In the pizza example, if the pizzeria makes 1,200 pizzas a week to sell at $10 each, there will be 200 extra pizzas. Likewise, if the supplier decreases the quantity and maintains the same price, a shortage will occur because the quantity demanded will be greater than the quantity supplied. So in the pizza example, if the pizzeria makes 800 pizzas a week to sell at $10 each, there will be a shortage of 200 pizzas. The pizzeria loses the profit that it would have made by producing those additional 200 pizzas. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please reach out to me via the chat room or email if you have questions. Have a fantastic day.